Hi! Hottest day of the year so far, and I've been swimming. Let me just tell you about this project that I'm working on. It involves this wild thing called cyanotype printing, which is what blueprints are. So it's a form of printmaking and photography, I think, traditionally, where you get a piece of paper or fabric that is coated in these specific chemicals, and when they are exposed to light, the sunlight, UV light, the part that's exposed to light becomes bright blue, or cyan, and the part that is covered is white. So if you think about blueprints, which are like white lines on blue paper, that's how they used to share building plans, is they could make multiple prints on this type of paper to share. That's what blueprints are, everybody. I think that's so cool. So anyway, I got some of those chemicals. I soaked some canvas in them, canvas that was courtesy of my dad. I made some cool things out of them today, which brings me to my next topic. The chairs. These chairs, I'm told, were on my great-grandmother's porch in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia in 1914. So I'm not sure when they were made, but I'm gonna guess that these chairs are like 120 years old, which is so cool considering that I've had like at least 2 Adirondack chairs just like completely disintegrate in my recent life, and then also like a couple of plastic Adirondack chairs that just exploded when someone sat on them. So to me, like, having a chair more than 2 years is a good chair. So this is epic. My dad had these chairs. I rescued them from his house. I scraped them all down. I took off the caning, which is the traditional, I guess, kind of like back and seat that you would find on those chairs. Not really interested in learning how to do caning, so I didn't do it. Instead, I used canvas. The chairs themselves are so sturdy. It's like, they're not quite symmetrical. You know, they're not perfectly square, but they are sturdy and they are good quality. And so yeah, I scraped them, I primed them, I painted them, I cut new seat wood and then seat cushions, and then I made a piece of backing out of canvas, and then I made the cover for the cushion out of canvas, which I dyed using cyanotype printing. My house closes on Friday, finally, and I have a vision of these 2 chairs on my new deck, drinking a gin and tonic. This is what I'm gonna do. Something I've learned about like making things for my own enjoyment in the last few years. It's like, if you don't enjoy your process, why are you doing it? You know, whatever you're making, whether it's cyanotype prints or little movies or big movies, whatever you're working on, as long as you are present as an artist and enjoying what you're doing, then, you know, it kind of doesn't matter what other people think. Okay, enjoy. Eggshell finish. This color, it's like butter. Ooh, 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 I love it. Okay, so today I'm sanding between coats of paint. hard to get this really, really wrinkle-free. It's a very thick canvas. So this needs to be 15 across by 17.5 long, but then it has to wrap around the wood and have like a nice seam on the side. Here goes nothing. The edge. And we're gonna, yeah. Here. So there, that's the back piece. And I need 2 of those. Doing a zigzag stitch so that it doesn't fray when I go through the dyeing process, because the fabric will be wet, it'll be wrung out, and we want to make sure that it doesn't fray either in that process or on the chair at some point. Okay, I'm like a tiny bit nervous about this, but it's gonna be fine. So I'm just gonna put a piece of plastic down under the things, and the dehumidifier's on because I'm gonna need these to dry before I do anything with them. And then I have to turn out the lights while I do all the mixing of the chemicals and the painting them onto this. Part A and part B mixed together, and then you paint them on the fabric, which I'm gonna do it in here and paint them with that. And then you have to let the fabric dry because it's only photosensitive when it's dry. I'm just gonna keep a little bit of light on just so I can see just a little bit. I'm gonna actually turn off the light for this one because I think I can see without it. Okay, done ski on ski. I'm gonna go grab more fabric. Who's crawling on me? Here it is, developing in the sun. And it's already turning a dark blue. It's gone from like a forest green to a dark blue.